Hey, Shalawam. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI BAHASHAM, for QADASH. Double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalawam, CHASAADYAM, Barakyam. Peace, mercy, and blessings unto all of you, ZEBULON, Barakyam, to the elders, to the brotherhood, to the BAYATH, DAWADA, to the hopeful elect, to the house of David, to all the elect wherever you may be scattered. The true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahawah, which means He exists, that He is to be. The true name of the Son is YAHAWASHI, which means He is the deliverer. Right, and as you can see, this is an article from Natural News. It says, too fat to fight. 10,000 U.S. Army soldiers are now too obese to serve, and a quarter of young men can't even qualify for recruitment. Yeah, so as you can see, this is a very sad and shameful day for Babylon. Man, halalyam la YAHAWAH BAHASHAM. Okay, while you have other nations there actually gearing up and preparing for war, beating their plowshares into swords, the soldiers of Babylon are dealing with obesity. And there still is rumors of wars. But Babylon has its hands full even with its own soldiers, man. They're not fit for battle. It says Iran says it chased off U.S. spy plane over territorial waters. Okay, so even with the wars and rumors of wars going on, the drums of war beating louder, well, look what's happening on the home front to Babylon the Great and their people, man. Okay, and a lot of it because the chemtrails that's constantly dumped on this place. The farmland, everything here is corrupted. The food here is all contaminated. You have all sorts of GMOs. A lot of food that people eat here, that we're forced to eat, is actually banned in other countries. All right? It says if another country wanted to invade and take over the U.S., it would be really easy to do so right now because a growing number of Babylonian soldiers is too fat to fight. So a lot of people are too fat to fight and not. So if the soldiers are like this, how much more, the average people, the average citizens, though. Hell, the Babylon the Great is home to the most obese people in the world. Okay. Excuse me. This place is home to the most obese people on the planet. And as I said earlier, a lot of foods here are banned in other countries. Right? It says blaming the Wuhan for the military's obesity problem. The Associated Press reported that in the Army branch of the military alone, nearly 10,000 active duty soldiers developed obesity between February 2019 and June 2021. Because of this, nearly 25% of Army troops are now too big to do their jobs. Call YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, and that's spiritual, man, because this place, it indulges in decadence. Okay? It says moral or cultural decline as characterized by excessive indulgence in pleasure or luxury, and one of the greatest pleasures is eating. You also have things like, in the flesh, some of the greatest pleasures in the flesh is what eating, delicious foods, things of that nature. Also sex, but we know this is modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, this place is capital for sexual immorality, so that goes into the decadence, man.
Decadence.
And because of this decadence, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM is destroying this place from within. Okay, if you go into the Merriam, it says the process of becoming decadent, the quality of state of being decadent. Okay, goes into deterioration or decline. Okay, this place is deteriorating, man. The military is deteriorating. Okay, let's go back into the article. The situation is not much different. It's not much different in the Navy and the Marines too. Too much sitting inside during the LDs, eating genetically modified GMO slop food has left service members in the U.S. military in poorer shape than an average civilian in a foreign country where GMOs in other countries are not part of the food supply. So just judging off this double, he's going to have to use super soldiers. He's going to have to use soldiers that are, that have been juiced up, that have been hit with the Rice device, the FIVE, all these different frequencies is top notch. The UN troops, because these troops right here, they can't be used for nothing. They really can't be used for nothing. It says the U.S. military in poorer shape than the average civilian in a foreign country where GMOs and other garbage are not part of the food supply. All right? Now, check this out. This is pretty much what the soldier is saying. I could notice it, says U.S. Army Staff Sergeant Daniel Murillo, age 27, who reportedly spent endless hours on his laptop doing the scam while he chowed down on cookies and chips in the barracks. Okay, so these people are at ease and they dwell carelessly, man. This nigga in the barracks eating cookies and chips, he's dwelling carelessly. All right. Meanwhile, in other countries, people, getting bombed to hell. Places like Damascus and different parts of the Middle East, Israel, Iran, bombs are being dropped right now. Russia and Ukraine are at war, but guys over here, soldiers, have time to sit and eat cookies and chips in their barracks. Man, the Lord's gonna bring a destruction to this place, man, and to the people of it, the citizens of it, and all those who want to protect it. This is Zephaniah 2 and verse 15. This is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly, that said in the heart, I am, and there is none beside me. How will she become a desolation, a place for beasts to lie down in? You can read Isaiah 34. It gives you a list of those beasts. Okay? Once the Lord turns this place into a wasteland, as brothers like to say, pretty much a remembrance of what happens when you promote rebellion against YAHAWAH BAHASHAM. It's going to be an everlasting monument. Like on the Lion King, you have the elephant graveyard, place where you just don't go there. You know about it. You heard what happened to it. Everyone that passed it by her shall hiss and wag his head. So let's go into this word carelessly. Because that's the state of the average Babylonian and the soldiers in it. All right.
Strong's H983. Betach.
Which goes into security, safety, securely. Okay, which this place gives a false sense of security. Okay, it says safety. Okay, assurance, boldly, without care, confidence, hope. Okay, so people here, they live without care, and they have a false sense of hope, and they have a false sense of security. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM is going to pop the bubble when the Lord invades this place with the UN troops. Okay, when you have Moab and Gog and Magog, the chief prince, different nations invade this place, man. Right? This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 4, verse 13. This is the Bible Hub with the various different translations. In NIV, it reads, the Lord said in this way, the people of Israel will eat defiled food among the nations while I will drive them. And that's exactly what's going on. We're literally forced to eat defiled food here, man. All right? The food here, a lot of it is banned in other countries. That's how bad it is, man.
Hydrate.
Okay. It's like I had a video pulled up. Okay, there we go.
These are 3 foods that are allowed in the U.S.
Here are some health food.
10 foods that are banned in other countries but legal in the U.S. Part 535. Honey bunches of... These are 3 foods that are allowed.
Here are some...
10
I notice she says part 535 because we could be from here, you know, until, you know, till next week, you know.
10 foods that are banned in other countries but legal in the US, part 535. Honey bunches of oats, Twinkies.
Cereal is garbage. The dairy is garbage. The milk is garbage. You know, it's not really a lot you can eat in this place, man. You know, you go to the goddamn grocery store, it's full of, it's all poison. You know, it's all poison and lies. And then it's price gouging, so it's robbery too, you know.
Tostitos, salsa con queso, drumstick, Rice Krispies, farm-raised salmon, hormone-treated dairy, Betty Crocker's fudge brownie mix, chlorine-treated chicken, which is a lot of the chicken in the US, and bread that has added potassium chromate, which is also quite a lot of bread.
That's what they had you people doing, man. When they put your ass on LDs, they had you shut up in your homes or wherever you were at. You would just shut up. You know, a lot of people were, you know, pushing fitness and working out. You know, if they're the smart ones. But a lot of you dumbass people, you just got lazy and you were eating chips and cookies, man. And even the soldiers are guilty of it too. Okay, because this is a place that promotes a false sense of security, a false sense of hope, a false sense of confidence, man. And they dwell without care, and you're going to be judged for that. Okay?
Here are some health.
Here, 10 more foods legal in the US but banned in other countries due to health concerns. Kraft macaroni and cheese. US pork. A lot of you...
It said pork. You know, see, this is why YAHAWAH BAHASHAM gave us a dietary law. Matter of fact, let's go back into this now. And this is the Ellicott's commentary for English readers. It says, eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles. The Mosaic law, which you know, the Leviticus 18. Okay, and also I believe it's Deuteronomy 14, if I'm not mistaken. You know, but Leviticus 11. Excuse me, Leviticus 11, and I believe Deuteronomy 14, right? The Mosaic law purposely so hedged the people about with detailed precepts in regard to their food and its preparation. Like, for example, we're not supposed to even touch or eat swine and pork. We ain't supposed to eat nothing with blood. We're not supposed to eat fat, right? In regards to their food and its preparation, that it was impossible for them to share the food of the Gentiles without contracting ceremonial defilement. Okay? And the declared object of the symbolism is to teach that the Israelites should be thus forced to contract defilement. And that's pretty much, you know, that we really don't know what's in this food. And for us eating catfish and, you know, shrimp, lobster, pork, all of that leads to defilement. You know, that's actually spirits that come with that, and sicknesses and diseases, which are spirits, man. And this is why YAHAWAH BAHASHAM tells us to stay away from obesity. You know, that's actually a spirit that's on you people, man. All right, and that comes with bad health, you know, issues with your self-esteem, battling insecurities. Okay.
US breads, artificial blueberries, chocolate milk.
Right, and everything that you think will be healthy is not. It's a lie. Okay? Everything in this place is a fucking lie. You know?
Cheetos, Coffee Mate Creamer, Mountain Dew, Cheerios, Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Ooh. Should we...
So another thing, man, you know,
Here's...
this is why you just gotta pray over everything. Because you really can't bug out and starve yourself. You know, but at the same time, we pray over it, man. You know? Of course, we ain't gonna blatantly go out there and eat some goddamn pork, shrimp, lobster, crab. You know?
Some health foods that we eat that are banned in other countries. 1. American chicken is banned by the European Union because it's washed in chlorine. 2. American ground beef is banned by the European Union because of a chemical called pink slime that uses ammonia gas for antimicrobial properties, and it's dangerous to consume and destroys your gut. 3. Pork is banned due to a chemical called ractopamine in the animal feed that increases weight before the animal goes to market, linked to major health issues, and that chemical is actually banned in over 160 countries except the States. 4. Salmon is banned because of chemicals in the feed like methylmercury, dioxins, and antibiotics. 5. Milk is banned due to a synthetic growth hormone called RAWCAA, made by Monsanto, that increases cancer risk in humans. If they really care about your health, why do they approve food additives that make you? Here are some
This is why the spirit is pushing health, herbs, diet and having the best thing you could, working out, taking walks, exercising, having a balanced lifestyle. That means balancing, some sort of fitness, man, whether it's playing basketball or boxing or jiu-jitsu, mixed martial arts. You gotta fight, man. You gotta fight to stay healthy in this place. Because even the good things that we eat, it's not give you the same amount of nutrients, vitamins, and minerals, man. If it has any in it at all, And look at this. Look at this shit here. Okay. Now the standard American diet, and the acronym is actually SAD, right? It's also called Western Pattern Diet. The Western Pattern Diet is a modern dietary pattern that is generally characterized by high intakes of prepackaged foods, refined grains, red meat, processed meat, high sugar drinks, candies, and sweets. And this also has a whole lot of chemicals in it that fucks up your hormones, which is why even men in their 20s are dealing with testosterone issues, man. It's sick. The standard American diet, this one, I'm looking at this one from fullscript.com. It says, it's a modern dietary pattern afflicting, okay, American adults and children with damaging health consequences. Man, this is bad. What is considered standard American diet? What is the SAD? The standard American diet, SAD, is what a typical American eats. This diet is low in fiber, low in fruits and vegetables, high in animal fat, high in saturated and hydrogenated fats, and high in sugar. Right? Now you look up the definition of SAD in the online etymology dictionary. It says, sated, full, having had one's fill. That goes into what? Spirit of gluttony, man. Okay, fill of food, drink, fighting, etc., weary. Okay. So even the definition of sad, you go back to the root, it goes into being full. Okay, but really these people, man, they're full of it. All right, back in the article. It says, related, in an attempt to replace all the morbidly obese Babylonian soldiers who can no longer serve, the military is now attempting to recruit more transformers. Wow. If the U.S., man, that's crazy. Okay. This is from August 19, 2022. Woke U.S. military failing to recruit because nobody wants to defend Babylonian degeneracy. Right? It says if the U.S. military hopes to survive, it needs to start feeding its soldiers healthier food and bringing back fitness routines. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM with that. Ever since the Fauci flu began dominating headlines, the obesity situation in the U.S. military has only continued to worsen because all the blank injections soldiers receive, the junk food they eat, and the lack of physical fitness, the U.S. military has become a mere shell of what it once was. It's completely soft right now. Okay? And then you allow a woman in your military. and Transformers. You know, it says the Army and other services need to focus on how to bring the forces back to fitness, said Tracy Perez Cole Moose, director of the Center for Health Services, researched at the Uniformed Services University in Bethesda, MD, who led new research on the subject. If the military members remain fat and sickly, as many of them now are, then they risk succumbing to more injuries and failing to meet the physical demands necessary for their profession. According to Cole Moose's assessment, the U.S. military loses more than 650,000 workdays a year because of all the extra weight its service members are packing on, not to mention the $1.5 billion in obesity-related health care costs that are incurred by both current and former service members and their families. For more than a decade, military leaders have been sounding the alarm about this trend towards obesity, which started long before the scam. Again, it has a lot to do with the food being fed to service members and the injections they are all forced to take in order to serve. All right. Let's go in the book of Nahum, man. Right? When you go in the book of Nahum, the prophet Nahum was dealing with this ancient, capital, Assyrian capital, Nineveh. You know, and I was doing my research on it, and Nineveh goes back to Ninus, which is the ancient Assyrian king who founded that city. And that actually goes into Nimrod, man. So there's a lot of good history over there in the Middle East, man, in Assyria, Israel, the Holy Land, right? So this is Genesis chapter 10, verse 8. And Cush begot Nimrod. Now Cush are the Ethiopians. Now when you go back to the ancient Babylonians during the time of Cush, goes into the Ethiopians, man, children of Ham. All right, so Nimrod goes back to Ham. He began to be a mighty one in the earth, okay? Meaning he became pretty much, a great king, right? He was a mighty hunter before the Lord, meaning he was rebellious. What he was doing, he was teaching others to be rebellious against the Most High, man. Wherefore, it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. Verse 10, and the beginning of his kingdom was from Babel and Erech and Akkad and Kelna in the land of Shinar. Verse 11, all of that land went forth Asher and builded Nineveh and the city of Rehoboth and Calah. So let's look up Nineveh, man. Look it up. Nineveh is the abode of Ninus. Okay? Look up Ninus. It pretty much goes back to Nimrod. Okay? So, going all the way back, the ancient, founders of Nineveh would actually go into the children of Ham through Cush. Thus came Nimrod, the mighty and rebellious king who started the Tower of Babel. Okay, so you can link that with America. It's very rebellious against the Most High. Linking with Revelation, they shall speak great blasphemies and toward the Most High. Okay, Tower of Babel, Tower of confusion, Tower of Babel, trying to bring everyone together for one world government. Okay, so this is modern day Nineveh, man. Okay. It says Nineveh's complete ruin. The modern day Nineveh is Babylon the Great. Okay, which is good old USA under the Satan's authority. Okay. Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city. Can't tell me this ain't a bloody city. Right? It was built with blood. All right, the slaughtering of the Native Americans, the Seminole Indians, so-called Native Americans, so-called Seminole Indians, the tribe of Gad and Reuben, the slaughtering of the slaves, the Negroes, all right? The colors, the African Americans, so-called, man. The tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the southern kingdom. Okay, so it's a very bloody city. You know, Jim Crow laws, Ku Klux Klan, all right? Emmett Till, so forth and so on, man. Even unto this very day. It is all full of lies and robbery. Hell, not, and, you know, you can get that right in your local grocery store, man. You get lies and you get robbery. So how much more from your politicians, man? Your school system is lies and robbery. Your college is lies and robbery. The police, there's social injustices here, man. All right? It says the prey departed not. And who was the prey? The Israelites. All right? You can link this with Jeremiah 50, I believe verse 30. All right? Because they refused to let us go, the north and the southern kingdoms. Okay? Verse 2, the noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and the prancing horses and of the jumping chariots. In modern day, that's dealing with your, you know, your cars, your rush hour traffic, you know, your major cities, which all these cars emit gases and fumes that are not good for the environment, not good for animals, they're not good for humans, they're not good for the planet, you know. But Esau wants to tell you that it contributes to so-called global warming. Verse 3, the horseman lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, okay, and that could go into the, you know, the troops that YAHAWAH BAHASHAM is going to send against this place, and that goes into the modern day sword is the guns, man, M16s, AK-47s, AK-74s, etc. Okay, and there is a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses, because that's what the slain of the Lord shall be many. Okay, but that's what's coming to this place where people dwell without care, and they don't take care of themselves, man. Okay, and there is none in of their corpses. Okay, it says they stumble upon their corpses. Verse 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot. Now that's clearly America, man. Okay? Well-favored harlot. The mistress of witchcrafts, which is all witchcraft. It's spells, there's a lot of sorcery going on. You know, there's all type of witch havens and statues of idols everywhere. Okay? That selling nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts, right? Verse 5, behold, I am against thee, said YAHAWAH BAHASHAM of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face. Meaning what? The Lord's going to expose thee, man. You're going to be exposed, you know? And I will shew the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame, and the nations are seeing your shame, all right? Shame on you for what you did unto the indigenous people of this land, what you did to the so-called African Americans, man. All right? What you did to the so-called Jamaicans, Haitians, right? Latin Hispanics. Okay? Shame for you having claiming to be the land of the free, home of the brave, but having the most people in prison than any other country on the planet. Okay? Shame for your corrupt food system, your corrupt fiat money system, man. Okay, everything that's about this place is being exposed. Verse 6, and I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and I will set thee as a gazing stock. Okay, verse 7, and it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee. Right, and it's going to get to the point where people are just going to start, people are already leaving. You know, as it says in, I believe Isaiah, every man shall turn to his own people. Meaning what? People are going to go back. People are going to start leaving this country, man. Reverse migration. Okay. And I say Nineveh is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? Whence shall I seek comforters for thee? Ain't going to be no remedy. Ain't going to be nothing to comfort it, man. Okay. Verse 8. Art thou better than Populus? No. That was situate among the rivers, that had the waters round about it, and I believe that goes back to an ancient city in Egypt, populous.
Strong's H 528. Amon.
Which goes back to an Egyptian god, originally the local god of thieves, later head of the Egyptian pantheon. So that goes back to an ancient city in Egypt, man. Okay. And about it, and what did the Lord do to Egypt? The Lord smote Egypt with plagues. Well, this is spiritual, man, because America's modern day Nineveh, Babylon, and Egypt. And the Lord said in 2 Esdras 15 that I shall smite Egypt with plagues as before. Okay? Whose rampart was the sea, and her wall was from the sea. Verse 9. Ethiopia and Egypt were her strength, and that's how you know. And it was infinite. Put and Lubim were their helpers. Verse 10. Yet was she carried away, she went into captivity. Okay? Her young children were also dashed in pieces at the top of all the streets, and they cast lots for her honorable men, and all her great men were bound in chains. Verse 11. Thou also shalt be drunken, thou shalt be hid, thou also shalt seek strength because of the enemy. Alright? So it's going to be drunken, and they're going to seek strength. But they ain't going to find no strength, man. Okay? Because the Lord's going to have to word. As is written, I believe, in Jeremiah, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. Because they're going to have a spirit of fear on them. Right? Verse 12. All thy strongholds shall be like fig trees with the first ripe figs. If they be shaken, they shall fall into the mouth of evil, going into all your U.S. embassies, consulates that you have in other countries, whatever it is, man. The Lord's going to have these places taken over, ransacked, burned. 13. Behold, thy people in the midst of thee are a woman. The gates of thy land shall be set wide open unto thy enemies. The fire shall devour thy bars. So this place is ripe for the picking, man. Okay? And the people who are set up to protect this place, they ain't going to be able to protect it. There's nothing you can do to stop it, man. Let's get this in a different translation. Start at 11. Nahum 3:11 NIV. You too will become drunk. You will go into hiding and seek refuge from the enemy. Okay, that they're going to forborn to fight. 13. Look at your troops. They're all weaklings. Fucking weaklings, man. What country are they supposed to protect, man? Right? Bunch of fat, obese degenerates, right? People don't even know what they are, man. That's the Lord mocking you. NLT. Your troops will be as weak and helpless as one, which women are the weaker vessel. Okay. The gates of your land will be opened wide to the enemy and set on fire and burned. ESV. Behold, your troops are women in your midst. The gates of your land are wide open to your enemies. Fire has devoured your bars. Okay. So yeah, man, the Lord's judging the shit out this place, man. All right. And with that, I'm going to close it. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors unto our apostles, and now it's a great millstone. SHALAWAAM to the elect.